there. I'm going to share with you a Skype lesson that I just finished having with a student of mine in India. We had less than an ideal internet connection because it was a Sunday, and usually on Sundays the network is often congested. We did have a few audio breakups, but as you will see, we were still able to successfully conduct a lesson despite these shortcomings. I'm just about to start a lesson with Abraham. Abraham lives in Mumbai, in Bombay, India, and I'm going to give this lesson over Skype. It's approximately 7:30 in the evening there, and it's 10 in the morning here in Watertown, Massachusetts. So here we go. On Stella By Starlight by Victor Young, and Abraham's able to play it beautifully as well as solo on it. And he was interested in knowing how to make it sound, fuller, especially if you're playing solo piano. One of the first steps, learning a jazz standard, you would normally play a melody in your right hand, and you would learn how to play the chord voicings in your left. So. But Abraham, I think what we should do is try and play the melody with the upper fingers of your right hand. So this is going to be like a one-handed operation, as it were. And try and play the voicings with the right hand itself, but using the lower fingers. So you're going to have to try and make it sound like a complete melody with the accompaniment, but just playing it with one hand. So maybe what we could do is, let's take it slowly. Okay? So you want to try that? You want to try that?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, that's great. That's great. That sounds good. What you could also do to improve it is, the notes, the voicings that you play with the lower fingers. Sometimes just try and put, a few of the altered notes in there.
Okay.
That makes it just sound, much nicer. Anyway, that's one practice that you can do for the next week. The other thing I was wondering is, let's explore playing the melody and then playing a counterpoint or a kind of an answering phrase with the lower fingers. It's somewhat like, in the style of Bach, maybe. So you've got 5 fingers, but you're going to try and, fill or answer the phrase that you play that belongs to the melody. For example, something like that. Do you want to try that?
Okay.
Can you make your phrases a little more, how shall I say, more defined and maybe not too long either, and also try and make them more rhythmic, and definitely concentrate on the shape of the upper phrase, the upper melody. So when you're playing the lower phrases, you've got to learn to play them slightly soft, just as you would when you've played Bach before, for example. You know, you have to deal with 4 voices at one time, and you've learned how to enunciate each voice in its position whenever it appears. And you know, you grade all the 4 voices according to their importance. So dynamics and volume, I think you can borrow that kind of technique and insert it in, you know, even playing standards, especially if you want to play like polyphonic style. So for example, actually let me do that again. Okay, so one of the important things here is when you're practicing this, take it slow, but make sure that you play it in time. You know, because as you conceptualize the phrase, you're hearing the phrase, but to execute it, you know, there is a delay sometimes. With the result, there's a loss of time. So let's take it a little slower, and you know, 1, 2, 1, go. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. I'm going to work a little more on this with you. But this was just to show you what a Skype lesson and how I conduct it. And it's just wonderful being able to meet with Abraham, whom I've never met, and who lives several thousand miles away, but meeting on a weekly basis. And I've been teaching him now for, I think, about a couple of years. And it brings great joy to me to be able to share music with him and be part of his musical journey. Thanks for watching.